Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak. Today we are here for the presentation about territorial integrity and international law. I am Lisanur Oishi and I'll start from the introduction. In introduction, territorial integrity is the principle under international law that prohibits states from the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of another state. It is enshrined in Article 2 of the UN Charter and has been recognized as customary international law. The principle of territorial integrity is an important part of the international legal order. The concept includes the inviolability of territory of the state, including territory under the effective control of possession of a state. The concept of territorial integrity, if not the term, is as old as the sovereign state. It is one of the rights inherent in sovereignty and independence. Its chief importance lies in the field of the international law on the use of force. Territorial integrity refers to the territorial oneness and wholeness of the state. As a norm of international law, it protects the territorial framework or the independent states and is an essential foundation of the sovereignty of states. That's all for me. Now my fellow member will continue from here. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. My name is Muthumadriba Sadia Shoshi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. My part of the presentation is the history of territorial integrity. As far as back as the earliest written records known, there have been political units claiming and defined territory. The modern idea of territorial integrity began within Peace of Westphalia in 1684. However, ancient Chinese and ancient indigenous cultures of the North American and Australian, among other contain diverse territorial integrity surrounding regional integrity. Now, the League of Nations was intended to uphold territorial integrity and other principles of an international law. It did condemn that the Italian invasion of Ethiopia, it broadly support the Chinese Republic over and certain of Manchukuo in Manchuria and eastern Inner Mongolia. Most historians says that the League was described by its failure to make this judgment effective within formulation of the United Nations and later such organization as an Conference of Security and Cooperative. In Europe, territorial integrity became a part of international resolution. The Helsinki Final Act dealt with both the inviolability of frontiers and the territorial integrity of states, among other things. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening to me.
Assalamualaikum sir, I am Roxana Mitratna. Thank you for briefing me. My point in this presentation is the principle of territorial integrity. Territorial integrity. The principle of territorial integrity, as I discussed, states the country should avoid promoting border changes or movements in other countries. This principle was developed many countries ago due to the brief the intruding into another territory is an act of aggression with justice war. Many wars, including the first and second war, have been fought a result of applying the territorial integrity principle. The adopting of the UN character by countries supported territorial integrity on benefit of the territorial integrity principles that it seeks to protect states from active aggression by other states. So the territorial integrity protects the borders of states from external aggression by the other states, and doing so that people within such territory to protected. There are various weaknesses of the principle of territorial integrity. One weakness of other principle is this seen to profit the inflation of states. States are dynamic and they have a life cycle which brings and ends over time. Thanks all from me. Now my fellow member will continue this here. Thank you, sir.
Assalamualaikum sir, my name is Muhammad Shafqat Hassan and now my part is what is the integrity of the state? Modalities of violations. The principle of territorial integrity protects the sovereign state against all sorts of violations of its territory. It remains illegal acts of direct physical effect in the territory of another state as well as sovereign acts that one state carries out on the territory of another state. Every state has the duty to refrain from organizing, assisting, and participating in acts of civil strife or terrorist acts in another state or acquiescing in organized activities within its territory directed towards the commission of such acts when the acts referred to in the present paragraph involve a threat or use of force. International law protects the territorial integrity of states and creates the obligation for states to respect each other's boundaries. Non-state actors are generally not addressed by the principle, though under some circumstances, especially where non-state actors have established a stable rule within a certain territory, the principle does apply to them. In case other than that, a violation of territorial integrity has to be established in relation to states. Such violation can either occur directly, which is a case when the use of force is arbitrable to a state. Thank you, sir, for listening to me.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I am Afia Humaira Ushno. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am talking about territorial integrity and international law. International law doesn't protect a state's territorial integrity without restraint, but sets certain limits. A first limitation is the possibility for Security Council action under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter. In order to maintain or restore international peace and security, the Security Council may use forceful measures in territories of the states involved. Another legal justification for foreign military presence on the territory of another state exists when the receiving state has agreed to the military presence. A so-called intervention upon invitation does not violate the political independence and territory of a state, because it is in accordance with the will that the organs of the state have expressed. This justification for the presence of troops has been invoked within the Crimean crisis, though Putin initially kept claiming the Russian troops. A further argument that has been brought up in the political debate was that the Russian intervention is necessary to protect the Russian-speaking minority living in cinema. In the political and academic discourse, the argument has occasionally put forward the violation of Ukraine's territory is justified, or at least not a serious matter, because it was necessary to enforce all the alleged right of the Crimean population to self-determination. However, this argument is not valid because international law does not provide, as has been pointed out above, a right to self-determination in the Crimean case. Consequently, there are limits to territorial protection, but they don't affect the protection of Crimean as a part of Ukrainian territory. Thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I am Mohammad Akib Jawad Chaudhuri. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My point is conclusion. Territorial integrity is the principle under international law that prohibits states from the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of another state. It enshrined in the Article 2 of the UN Charter has been recognized as customary international law. The principle of territorial integrity is an important part of the international legal order. Territorial integrity is the principle under international law that prohibits states from the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of another state. Conversely, it states that imposition by force of a border change is an act of aggression. Respect for the territorial integrity, the principle under international law that nation-states should not attempt to promote secessionist movements or to promote border changes in that nation-states, nor impose a border change through the use of force. Territorial integrity refers to the territorial oneness or wholeness of the state. As a norm of international law, it protects the territorial framework to the independent state and is an essential foundation of the sovereignty of the states. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening to me.